What's up, guys? Welcome back. Amazing RC. Brian here. As you can see, we've got a little D12 action going on this morning. Now, I've already broken some of this stuff down, and that's kind of what today's video is. It's kind of breaking everything down. If you guys kind of check out over here in the corner, you'll notice that's what I was doing in that little bit of footage there. You can kind of keep an eye on that and see how things went. Remember, we got a few things to do just before we get some paint on this car, one of which is to get new electronics in it. Now, when I say new electronics, we're going to leave the stock motor. We're going to leave quite a bit of this in here. One of the things we are going to swap out is our receiver slash ESC combo. The reason I'm going to do that is very simple. I'm going to be able to get my little radio link receiver in here, which in turn is going to allow me to put all of this awesome technology right on my Radiolink transmitter. I have had this Radiolink RC6GS for probably 2 years now. This is the version 1. They have a V2 out, which probably has a few more extra goodies in it, but I love this thing. If I have any chance to put the vehicle in question onto this radio, I'm going to do it, including this D12. Now, a while back, we've already put a D12 on our Radiolink, and that's the one we used to take through the house on our fast little track. I kind of want to mimic that exact car in this car. Now, like I said before, we're not going to be tearing through, the city with this car. It's not going to be a speed run car, but I definitely wanted it to run quite a bit better than the stock version. Plus, I wanted to get it out of its stock radio. So, with that said, one of our next steps is to get this little receiver slash ESC out of the D12, find a way to fit our new receiver in here, and kind of go from there. Only other structural things that we're gonna probably do, and I say probably because if it's not really necessary to get the truck running, I don't know, I might not do it. We do have this rear axle and this metal drive shaft. I've used this drive shaft numerous times. As long as you're not putting a ton of torque onto it, they're fine. I also have this really cool titanium rear axle here, which would be really, really nice to go in here. But if I have any issues with it, it's gone, because this truck runs fine without any of this being messed with. And also, it's kind of hidden. Once you get the bed on here and everything else, you're really not seeing the rear axle anyway. One of the other things that I wanted to kind of address, I may not do anything about it, but I kind of wanted to address it, is this battery. These little 2-cell LiPos that come stock with this truck are great. They work fine, especially if you can get it charged up really well. Maybe not use that little wall charger that they get. A little cheapy $10 charger like this, they work great. So this battery normally would go in here, underneath. Allow me to tell you that this is a pain in the butt to get in and out. The other thing is that sometimes this little door will open up while you're driving. You can imagine what happens after that. So I thought about moving the battery, and I thought about putting it right here. You've got your bed in here. Remember, we're gonna basically build this right back as like the D12 it was prior, adding some body kit action. I thought about canvassing the top here, I got some really cool little black, canvas tie-down clips here. Maybe install a few of these, put a real cool rope on it, like a little nylon, rope. And I can put, a nice flat piece of canvas on here, black or whatever color will look good, kind of like a bed cover. When I do that, I can pop a hole in here to run some wires, and we can run whatever battery we want in here. We can run basically any electronics in here that we want. The issue we're going to run into if I do that is extra weight in the rear. Now, remember, we put on these really, really cool aluminum rims here. These are beautiful. Paid next to nothing for these, and they work great. Issue that I have is if I put any extra weight back here, I'm going to end up bottoming out the truck, and in turn, I start rubbing on the insides of my body kit here, and I don't know if you can see in the camera, but you end up getting these black spots on your body kit. Well, that's your tire rubbing off. You don't want any of that to happen. So I thought about, instead of adding the big girl battery and all this extra crazy weight in the back, I figure maybe we'll leave this open. Whenever you leave all this room open, there's no guessing where all your electronics are. They're underneath, hidden somewhere. We've always wanted an actual bed to a truck in all of our RCs, and a lot of your Lexan bodies are just kind of flat up top here. We've all been doing it for a long time. You know, it was like the Trailfinder 2 came out, and we were all blown away that it had a bed on it. We're probably going to try to keep the same bed, and I may just deal with the battery being under here. The wires are already run for it. There's really no issue, minus the door kind of doing its thing, but I may kind of fix that up a bit. So instead of doing the crazy canvas stuff, I figure we'll leave the bed as it is now, go ahead and keep the battery where it is, and in doing so, I think it's going to look a lot nicer. Some of the other things that I have to address before we start throwing some paint on the car, got the receivers got to go in, possibly the rear axle, so on and so forth. One of the things that I had done when I very first got my body kit for the D12 is I broke it. I don't think I've ever told any of you guys this, but if you go back to the video when I got this body kit, one of the very first things I did was I said, man, I'll never forget it. Man, this body kit is so solid. Look, dink, 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 and I smacked it on. I have a glass table, you know, a big piece of glass under here, and I snapped the corner off my body kit. You can see that the corner here is really nice, and then this one is flat. I actually had sanded some of that out because I'm a dummy. I mean, I'm a dummy. So I broke this, and I thought, well, no big deal. We'll sand the whole lip off, and then we'll put on a really nice carbon fiber splitter. I think it'll look sharp. I got plenty of carbon fiber here to work with. I can do a really nice carbon fiber lip around the front of it, and it should give me enough room out front here to install. I've got 3 really cool lights. These are light housings, to be honest with you. Oh, okay. These came off of, I'll show you what they come off of. I had gotten this really nice roof rack a while back. On the front of the roof rack was a metal plate. I'd since removed it. I can still feel the little dots here. But what comes with it is the roof rack, which is nice and metal, and then you get these 3 really cool light buckets right here. And these are sharp, man. You can put a full-size LED in the rear. You know, they went on that little metal piece out front. And I'm telling you, on the roof rack, they look great. However, I think on the front splitter here, once I get a little bit of carbon fiber lip out front, I think I might be able to install these 3 lights. I'm just going to lay them in here. 1, 2, 3. And then, because there's a hole right behind it, which would be kind of the air intake, I think I can just run those wires and then the backs of the lights, you know, right on through this cool little hole here without doing too much to the body kit itself. One of the things that I just mentioned about the body kit is it's, you can break it. You definitely want to avoid at all costs installing the body kit and then taking it back off. I did not break this piece, but boy did I come close. Like coronary / heart attack close. You break this, you're out the money. You're not fixing it. I mean, sure, you could glue it. It's not going to be right. It's just not going to be right. So if you can paint this before you put it on here, do that. Because boy, was it scary to take this thing back off. I had screwdrivers in it. And all that means is it's really nice. Once you put it on, it's solid as a rock. 6 screws and all these little, I call them nipples. I think I called them nipples in the first video I had this. But this locks this thing down in such a way that it should not be coming back off. So we're going to get the carbon fiber lip done. Okay, I'm going to have to basically shave off the rest of all of this here. And then I'm going to figure out, just kind of trace it out, you know, trace the front of where this body kit rests, and then design what I want my lip to look like. I don't want it to just be straight, you know, not just one little 1/8 of an inch lip. This didn't come with just an 1/8 of an inch lip. As you can see on the side, that's okay. This came out, kind of had a little angle here, but then it dives in the center. So it's very contoured. I kind of want to mimic the exact same thing. I just want to exaggerate it quite a bit. One of the things that needs to be done is we're going to go ahead and get that carbon fiber done. Then we're just going to get it cut out, because you don't want to paint the body kit and then go start messing with the carbon fiber underneath it. You want to paint the body kit and then glue the carbon fiber on and call it a day, you know? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get it traced out, get it cut out, figure out what the design's going to be, and then remove it and then paint the body kit. Then glue the carbon fiber splitter right back on. I also thought of another cool thing. Got this really nice wire here. I had saved this a while back. It's really pretty. I saved this to do like, you got your crawlers. Here's our SCX10 axial here. And I thought about taking this wire and doing tree guards, branch guards, maybe something like this. Just kind of cut it out, install it like that, and do some really nice, tree guard. And I still might. I got plenty of wire. However, I also thought about doing faux or fake splitter adjusting cables. Now, you guys have seen on, old GT3 Porsches and stuff that they'll have these really cool wires that come down. I mean, just really tiny bit, but the little wire that'll come out, and it's meant to be like an adjustable splitter in the front. And I think that's going to look super, super cool as well. So the main things to get on before we start painting, which will be our next video, is to finish up our electronics here. No big deal. Shouldn't take very long. Get the splitter done. So that shouldn't be very big deal. And then before we paint, that'll be our next video. I'm going to break down exactly how I'm going to paint the vehicle. I'm going to show you what it takes to prep one of these vehicles. Remember, you can't just start tossing paint. I mean, you can, but you run the risk of it just falling off. So we're going to airbrush the truck. And I told you before, it's gray, slate gray, light gray, dark gray, black, and like that fluorescent yellow. Man, I think that fluorescent yellow is just going to pop. But we're going to have to prep the car real well, especially our body kit here. These are 3D printed, so you got kind of like your little 3D printing lines on there. We're going to buff all that out with a real light sandpaper, get our paint a good surface to attach itself to. Guys, if you can't tell, I'm excited. I've been wanting to rip this thing down for a while, and I finally got the chance to do it. As you can see, I mean, we're ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to go ahead and kill this video here, and then I'm going to get right on to the next one, which is get all the rest of this stuff tightened up that we're going to do before paint, and then we're going to prep for paint and get some color on this truck. Guys, it's our D12, man, and I've been wanting to do exactly what you're watching me do right now for a while. I finally got the time to get down and do it. Can't wait to show you what I got in the old coconut here, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any crazy ideas that I can install into this car or kind of do something else, you let me know, and who knows, you might see your idea in my D12. Until next time, guys, it's Brian. It's Amazing RC.